You can't just buy a legacy. You have to build it.
He's got to win it out now, but so difficult, so damn hard, and it's the 13-0.
The start of the year wasn't as strong, and we had to deviate from our plans a little bit.
Well, you have to index a lot into confidence if you're EG right now. They have that inexperienced player that we keep talking about in Demon 1.
And the narrative around this team is that they're going to be 10th place.
We did not think we were going to make it into playoffs,
They needed MIBR to beat 100 Thieves, which no one thought was going to happen.
You got to stick it, Chosen Spring tonight. No way. Off of it all. He's the hero in this scenario. And 100 Thieves have been tonight.
MIBR now gives them the gift to just see what they can make of this.
Potter, this is where she comes in huge.
Lucio's getting a little cheeky here. He's by himself. Dude, they're doing this on their own. Talk about feeling themselves. He's got no help.
Paul also gone for another attempt to end. No way.
No one had high expectations for this squad, but they turned things around, came up with new ideas, and started taking wins over teams way higher in the standings than them.
Look at Demon 1 going for it.
I want it. The flash and the kill delivers.
The pressure was all of a sudden off. We didn't even expect to be here.
Every single week, you just saw improvement and improvement and improvement, and now they're here.
He's got the knives out, the 2v2, Alpha and Chronicle, to try and get Fnatic across the line.
Oh my God!
He's trying to save them, but it's Alpha up against Demon now. Oh my God!
Before we get into Potter's remarkable journey, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and to ring that notification bell. That way you will never miss another hype video about a Cinderella run. Okay, so you may know Potter as Evil Geniuses Valorant coach. What you might not realize is that she turned a joke team into an international threat and silenced the doubters who refused to believe she could do it. You see, before becoming a coach, Potter was a TAC FPS legend. She kicked her professional career off back in 2006, competing in CS 1.6 for SK Gaming's women's division, SK Ladies. And by 2007, she took home her first world title at ESWC Paris.
Les Américaines à 25 secondes du titre mondial. Et voilà! La déception pour les Chinoises, le titre pour les États-Unis.
Potter and her team became a dynasty on the women's CS circuit, lifting 5 more world trophies between 2008 to 2015. And Potter used that success to become an ambassador for the women's scene.
There are some women out there right now, some girls who could be 17 years old, and they could be the exception. They might be good. And it's my responsibility to allow these women to be inspired, to understand that they can take it to the next level. They can dream.
In 2018, Potter looked to a new challenge, joining Giuliano on RES Gaming's European roster.
I feel very confident that we are going to win. I think that's one of the main factors of why I joined this team. They had a really long-standing winning culture, and I definitely wanted to be a part of it.
However, her time at RES was short-lived. She returned home after only 6 months, ultimately marking the end of her playing career. Potter then moved to the analyst desk, joining Blast Pro Series after her old roommate, Moses, encouraged her to give it a try.
Jason's got connections, so he got me my first gig, and it was quite the gig. It was not like a small gig. This was in Istanbul. It was a huge event, Blast Premier Series. And I was just like, holy moly, I didn't realize what I was doing, and I was there, and it was just like this huge imposter syndrome right away. I think the fear of failure is always going to be there, but you just got to do it. And if you fail, you fail.
Despite being self-admittedly camera shy, Potter continued working as an analyst at various CSGO events throughout 2018 and 2019. But then, she picked up Valorant. Riot's new FPS reignited Potter's competitive fire. She wanted to play and win. And so, she signed with Evil Geniuses' mixed roster in early 2021 as the team's IGL. Unfortunately, EG just weren't winning. After failing to qualify to challengers multiple times, they had to make some changes. EG moved to a fully male roster, taking Potter off the lineup. But her years of competitive experience were still extremely valuable to the team, so they made her the new head coach. Under Potter, the new EG became known as a very innovative team with unique set plays and utility combos. But all that innovation didn't mean much if the team couldn't win. EG didn't make a single international event in 2022. So when they were selected as one of Riot's 10 or orgs for the Americas League, everyone expected them to blow up their roster. As more and more teams announced their star signings, EG stayed quiet, and the community assumed they'd fall behind everyone else. They were getting memed on pretty much all over social media. Fans were calling for EG to remove certain players from their roster, but behind the scenes, Potter believed in her team. She knew they could compete with the best. So despite all the hate coming from the community, EG retained their core of Boostio, Calm, and Jajimo heading into the 2023 season, and added Ethan and BCJ, who offered some much-needed LAN experience. Unfortunately, at the very first LAN event of the season, EG crumbled.
So just trying to draw those rotations. That's the name of the game right now for EG. Flash over the top though, and Sushi Boy still watching from heaven. Flick of the wrist, and he finds one more target, and still, there's just no time. EG denied it, and another comeback completed. Talon will move forwards.
And after that loss at lock-in, things only got worse.
2 versus 2, it's not planted here for EG. This could get dangerous right now. Finally outside from the A main. Shark dart onto the ground. Will the second one land? It will not. Wait! It will not work either. We get the full defuse. And just like that, C9 wins the series. And all they want to do here is just push that space back. There's no opportunity to break that lockdown. And it's looking grim. Nanoswarm available for Boostio for a pulse blind if he wants to, and they both fall. 100 Thieves comes in for the defuse. A convincing second map win.
The opening weeks were so bad that people began ranking EG as one of the worst teams in the entire league. Things were beginning to look truly dire for Potter and EG. They didn't win a single map in those first 2 matches, and so they needed to turn things around fast. It didn't help that some members of the community were now questioning whether Potter was the right person for the job. But what Potter did next shook the entire Valorant world. On April 15th, EG announced that they were benching fan favorite BCJ in favor of Demon 1. This was a controversial choice. From the outside looking in, BCJ wasn't the problem. If anything, EG were just struggling to close out games, and it didn't help that the person they replaced him with played a completely different role. However, Demon 1 ended up being exactly what EG needed.
Falling good from Ethan. Shots better from DG.
Oh my gosh!
What was that?
How?
One enemy. He's not done, man. It's all a setup. It's all a setup for the Blades. There it is. Demon 1 gets all 5.
By the end of their season, Potter had EG looking like playoff contenders, except there was one big problem. Their shot at redemption would come down to chance. If EG wanted to make playoffs, they needed MIBR, the new worst team in the league, to beat 100 Thieves. And MIBR was playing with their assistant coach as a sub for this series. It didn't look good for EG. They basically accepted that they weren't making playoffs. But then the unthinkable happened.
At this point, the longer you take to make this decision of whether or not you want to go towards A or B, it's a cut noise. You're going to be landing on B. We are still sitting here. Stun as well. All the utilities being laid awkwardly. Orbital strike! No way! Collapsed into him! 2 left standing. It would have to be a miracle. Down to the final few seconds. Here's the tower. Fight needs to be won by Aston. He doesn't do it. No detainment. Swinging wide. 13-6. Map 1. Won out by MABR. 100 Thieves. You got to collect the kills with the utility. Chosen. He's blocked them off. It's a scramble. Everything on the line for it. Chosen. You got to stick it. Chosen spraying. Spray denied. No way. Off of it all. He's the hero in this scenario. And 100 Thieves have been denied.
It's calm! Yes! 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 We're going! Let's go!
I mean, it did feel like a miracle. We were all typing in the chat. It was intense. It definitely felt surreal.
Luck was on their side and brought Potter's EG squad to playoffs. They had a shot at flipping the script and making everyone realize how wrong they were for doubting them. And they did not waste the opportunity.
The Odin!
Oh dear.
It connects, Artist falls, connecting onto more. And he spots 2 players in the top of heaven, so Jogimo and Ethan are both being pinned. Trying to stay alive around the generator. It's a battle inside the smoke. Jogimo's still in the back, trying to spray across once again. Sees the barrel of the gun assault. Connects up the crashies. A finesse now tries to answer back. There's 10 seconds left. Demon 1 comes out for the kill, and EG are up at 11. Ethan's already watching forward. And he does not get the kill. But Crashy's position is now given away. You need Herculean efforts right now. As Juggernaut plays the off angle, and it connects. They've done it!
Potter always comes into this with a bullet list of things that she wants to get across to her team. What's working, what they're going to change, and preparing her team for that. And as soon as she gets done with that, the rest of the team is able to start adapting to what she's saying. I'm looking at the A-hold as well. Oh, Demon 1 sets up here. He does not have dash anymore.
He doesn't have help! He does not have help, and it does not matter! I mean, I'm buying it now. I'm buying it now.
Calm's watching it, guys. This is it.
This is how it ends. Zepp was the last one up.
Look at Demon 1 going for it.
I want it. The flash and the kill delivers. They prove lightning can strike the same place twice. Evil Geniuses, welcome to Tokyo.
The pressure was all of a sudden off. We didn't even expect to be here. You know, just the other day we're watching MIBR, and let's be honest, that morning when we woke up, the chances of MIBR winning that series was slim to none.
You're probably thinking ahead to LCQ, just like
Exactly. I mean, so for us, these last few days have been very fast. It's been kind of a blur, but I'm glad that our prep beforehand, leading up to this, kind of kept us composed, right?
Now, despite shocking everyone with their win in North America, EG entered Masters Tokyo as underdogs. Nobody knew how they would fare against some of the world's best. But once they hit the stage, EG proved the naysayers wrong yet again.
Are they going to swing off the Trailblazer? Yeah, they are. There it is. The fault line, but Demon 1 gets caught on the wall. Still pushing forward, but that should give Foot a window to get out. But can Busio hold them back himself? They've got him trapped. There's nowhere for them to go. Busio playing such a dangerous position! And he gets two! Looking for the third, and Busio finds it! Not able to convert on much more, but from the graves, he brings Mr. Fallen down with him.
It's contained well by Team Liquid. Com also gone for another attempt to end! No way in hell! How is he getting away with that? They can't be stopped, apparently. After that, after witnessing that.
Com set up for the snakebite preemptively this time.
Going into it. Oh, the Seekers! So heads up from Fnatic. That's their brilliance that we know. But look at this. Com's found a little bit of room to work. That's Durka removed, but he's still on the site. Mostly to get back towards you. Back corner. Ethan's going to trade out Leo. It ain't over yet, but maybe Chronicle. Maybe not. Maybe it's Demon 1. He's got the knives out. A 2v2. Alpha and Chronicle to try and get Fnatic across the line.
Oh my God!
He's trying to save them, but it's Alpha up against Demon now. Oh my God! They're just moments away. A 2v4. Difficult to say the very least. Time's there. Demon 1 finally making it to the site, but Alpha waiting on the corner. He wants this done. He wants him dead. Demon 1, the last man standing. And Fnatic, surely now, this moment is there. It's 40 HP for Demon 1, and they're just not letting him get that room. They're not entertaining the idea. Leo, the one to send him away again.
Potter and EG went all the way to the grand finals, and while they ultimately fell short against Fnatic, their showing in Tokyo will live on as one of the greatest Cinderella runs Valorant has ever seen. They went from a laughingstock in their region, getting 13-0'd in the regular season, to finalists on the world stage. And a large part of that success can be credited to Potter. She was willing to make the difficult decisions when it looked like all was lost. She was able to shrug off the haters and critics and focus on exactly what her team needed to do to win. And no matter what, she never stopped believing in her players.
I want to win something. I want to win either a split in an A. I want to win a I just want to win everything, I guess.
Potter's legend is far from over. She showed everyone what she can do, and now she is just getting started.
Is that coffee?
It is coffee. It's like, I have the Starbucks, I have the caramel macchiato creamer. I technically shouldn't be drinking it for my heart, but it's the one thing I can't make an exception on. I'm like, oh, all Whole Foods, like I know this, know that, but the caramel macchiato creamer must stay in my fridge.